Welcome back, everyone, to the epic thought of the day. For everybody that's new here, welcome. And this is the 24 hours a day book by Hazelden Betty Ford. I read my reflection on it, and today we're on January 8th, and we have the thought of the day, the meditation of the day, and the prayer for the day. If you would like to read this on your own, the link is in the description as well. So let's get right into it, okay? The AA thought of the day for January 8th is: everyone who comes into AA knows from bitter experience that he or she can't drink. I know that drinking has been the cause of all my major troubles, or has made them worse. Now that I have found a way out, I will hang on to AA with both hands. St. Paul once said that nothing in the world, neither powers nor principalities, life nor death, could separate him from the love of God. In the question of the day, once I have given my drink problem to God, should anything in the world separate me from my sobriety? The meditation of the day says, I know that my new life will not be immune from the difficulties, but I will have peace even in difficulties. I know that serenity is the result of faithful, trusting acceptance of God's will, even in the midst of difficulties. And again, it quotes from St. Paul. St. Paul said, our light afflictions, which are but for a moment, works for us as far more exceeding than eternal weight of glory. Now we get into the prayer for the day. The prayer for the day says, I pray that I may welcome difficulties. I pray that they may test my strength and build my character. All right, everybody. Again, that's January 8th, thought of the day from the 24-hour day book. And now comes the portion where I give my lead on it, or express my thoughts on it. And again, these are my thoughts. I do not represent AA as a whole. I am doing this solely independent, and my interpretation of a higher power may not be yours, but this is just my experience, strength, and hope. Okay, so for the thought of the day, I spent 75% of my time partying it up, or more, because of that, there was consequences in all areas of my life because partying all the time. Financially, it made me chase the money to have the endless supply of alcohol and marijuana. So a little background on me: I sold marijuana and before it was legal in Chicago, and you know, because of that, I was chasing money to have the best of the best. I always wanted the best of the best, and that was when I was selling. But prior to that, or even intervals in between, I would take all my money when I wasn't working, and it just made me broke. Every little last dime I had made me broke. Physically, I was dying on the inside. People would look at me and not know it sometimes. I remember a friend said, you look like a zombie, and not knowing that I was really feeling like I was gonna die. And the gout that I developed from drinking was just a sign of that. It kept getting me into trouble with the law, okay? So I got arrested a couple times for possession, and luckily, but very close, almost got some DUIs. But I did put people at risk, you know, with driving drunk. I crashed cars a lot of times. And I was sent to a program to get help through the courts when I was caught with possession one time, and I looked at it as if it was a burden to me at the time. I was just like, man, why do I got to go through this stuff? You know, we're all here because we're getting locked up because we're minorities, and I couldn't see that it was me and my actions that brought me there. Nobody, you know, brought me there. It was my actions. And I had to go through my own journey in pain, more pain after that, to realize that these meetings are the only way that I can better my life without addiction, you know, without being addicted to a substance. And the only way to keep this gift is to keep coming back and staying on the good side. There's someone I know that I care about very much. She says, we're on the sunny side of the street. I have to stay on the sunny side of the street. And I'm going to hang, the question is, am I going to hang with the wolves or am I going to hang with the sheep? You know? And the thought of the day and the meditation of the day both quote from St. Paul today. And to get down to that, a lot of AA meetings don't read from the thought of the day because it does quote from the Bible and they don't find it AA approved. But every club is different. St. Paul is saying that nothing can separate him from God, which you can also relate to the goodness that you feel when you make a meeting and the love that you get from bettering yourself and the goodness that I get from the fellowship. You know, it's a good feeling. When I leave a meeting, I feel a lot better. I feel rejuvenated, you know, because I believe that God attends every meeting and brought us back home like the prodigal son. If you don't know the story of the prodigal son, I suggest you look it up. It's a quick story. Not only can I give my drinking problems to God, I can give all my problems to God. There's no limitations. There's a saying that says, I have big problems, but my God is bigger than all my problems combined. So if I remember that, there's nothing, it's a key word again, faith. So the question of the day is, once I have given up my drinking problem to God, should anything in the world separate me from my sobriety? All right. So I came back to this program, and we all came to this program, I believe, again, this is my interpretation, that we're all sick in the head. We all have some defect that made us not have an off switch. And you might hear this if you go to meetings. The drinking is just a symptom. The real problem is here, you know? So I believe once you work the program and you did all your steps, especially the spiritual steps, you'll discover a love for your higher power and this new way of life that is a replacement for that good buzz feeling that I got from substances. That's what I was chasing. I was chasing that good feeling, that bliss, you know, feeling. And once you get the high from the Most High, you know, He'll keep you coming back for more. You want more of it. I don't like missing meetings. I really don't. But sometimes I have to sleep in, and I can't. But it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. And attending, there's different ways to get that feeling for me. You know, I read from the Bible. I go to church. I do these things. I'm not telling you that you have to do these things. I'm just speaking for myself. And it's a good feeling to know that I'm loved. The meditation for the day. I know that I will have to accept life on life's terms. That's something that you will hear. That's one of the sayings. There's many, many sayings. Life on life's terms. There will be many storms of life up ahead of the road. And if there's something tragic that happens to me or my loved ones, I have to place my faith in God and know that He knows more than I do. And there was a reason for it that I don't know, and I just need to trust Him for it. Even though it might really suck at the moment. It might be horrible. It might be terrific. It might be, you know, tremendous for me to bear, you know. And I need to accept that there's always a lesson behind the pain. I always say it's like working out. You know, it hurts. It hurts. You know, those reps hurt, you know. But in the end, you're going to like the result if you put in the work. St. Paul, it quotes again, you know, in the verse by St. Paul, it reminds me that I had to learn through hard pain to receive the glory of this life. So I needed more pain. Sometimes pain is the lesson. I needed to go back. I needed to have more pain to realize what was at stake. And St. Paul was put in jail for many years and was beat almost to the point of death, and eventually was killed. And He took all that pain gladly for God. Like, you read the letters to the Corinthians, letters to all these letters, and he says, I'm gladly doing this, and it's a good leadership example, at least for me, on how to take pain gladly for my higher power. The pain that I suffer on earth is only for a short amount of time compared to the eternity that is to come. The earth has been around for billions of years, and I will only be here for a couple years. So nobody said it was gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it. That's I listen to a lot of motivational speakers, and that's one that really relates to this one. And the harder the challenge is, the greater the reward is. So I need to keep that in mind. There's some things I keep procrastinating at, but I have to remember that if I get to it, it builds a stronger character in me. The prayer for the day: I pray that I may accept the pains in my life as character building pains, because the Father is preparing me for something better. And I have to remember that. Alright, so that concludes the January 8th thought of the day, and the meditation and the prayer. To go back to the previous videos to get a better grasp and understanding, I'll put the links up here and one up here, so consider going to those. And if you haven't, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. And with that being said, peace everyone, have a blessed day.